Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Elements of Success. I am your host, Talhah Jarrad. Well, we are talking about a very exciting topic. We are talking about success. We are learning how to become the most successful people and how to achieve the maximum success in life and how to be at the most of what we can be in this life, how to unleash our potential. Now, one of the most important things that we need to know is to have the knowledge. Well, it's something to know. Knowledge is actually, knowledge is something between skills, which is expertise, it's knowing the laws of how things really are governed, and also it's understanding. And once you have all of this combination of information, you become knowledgeable of a topic. And once you become knowledgeable of a topic, this is the first step to get anything done. You cannot achieve if you don't know. If you don't know what you want, if you don't know how to achieve, if you don't know the steps, the tools, the techniques, if you lack the expertise, the skills, all of these things will drag you down, will pull you down, and you will not be able to achieve. We said, we as Muslims want to achieve the maximum in life. We want to be the best of the best. This is what Allah said to us. We've made you the best of all nations. And this is something that should be proud of, but at the same time, we should work on it. We should earn it. We should show that we really up to the challenge that Allah has put to us. So we have to be at the maximum that we could be. And the knowledge that we acquire, the knowledge that we gain over the course of time is really the key, the most important key to achieve in life. And in this program, we talk about such knowledge. We expose the information that has made so many people successful. We share it so we can all be successful. We can use this knowledge together. Now, there is a critical something about knowledge that we should all know. If you only know something, but you never practice it, most probably you will forget it. Dale Carnegie said, we learn when we do things. And that's true. I mean, you can't learn something if you just read about it and never apply it. In Islam, the companions and the followers, they said, we used to teach Quran and the religion to our kids by applying it, and we used to apply the verses of Quran to learn it. When you apply something, you acquire the knowledge required for it. And this knowledge will become reality in your life. It will become something that you live, something that is alive. It's not just information. It becomes something that really impacts you, something that changes you. And the more that you can transform the information that you gain to practice, the more you learn in life. For example, let's talk about belief. We as Muslims, we have a belief system. What is our belief system? What does it compose of? One of the most important things is to know that Allah is one, to know that the Prophet is the last messenger, to know about the 5 prayers, to know about paying alms, and so on and so forth. But all of this will not be of any value if you don't practice it. If you don't practice the oneness of Allah, then you become associating with Allah. And this is the actual knowledge. The knowledge is what you apply, what you practice. And the same thing for prayer. You probably know all about prayers, but if you don't pray, that really doesn't going to help you at all. As a matter of fact, it's going to hurt you. So the knowledge that we're talking about is the knowledge that makes you different. And that difference is in the application. And theoretical information by itself will not be of any value unless it is changed to something practical. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're hungry, and you're really, really hungry, and you see very nice food in front of you. If you just look at the food, and you can spend hours looking at the food, that's not going to change anything. As a matter of fact, you become more and more angry and hungry. Now, if you start eating, but you have a problem in your digesting system, and you can't digest it, you will not benefit. So what you need to benefit from the food is to eat it, process it, and then that process will change this food to energy. And this energy will be then of use. Then you can move, you can do, you can achieve, you can do things as you want. But if it is not going through this process, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how much food you have in front of you, and it doesn't matter how much time you spend looking at it. So this is very important. We're talking about the practical knowledge. We're talking about these things that you really need to apply, learn and apply, so you can change your life. And by the way, Islam highlighted the importance of knowledge and its impact on the person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the scholars really fear Allah the most, and the most people that fear Allah are the knowledgeable people. Why? Because once they know and once they realize the greatness of Allah and the things that they have to be aware of, they practice these things and they become more and more aware of the fact of the majesty of Allah and His power. So they become more closer to Him, and they become more afraid of doing mistakes with Him. So this is very important. And even in Islam, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, really put the perspective for just saying things and not applying them. He said, "O you who believe, why do you say things that you do not apply or do?" And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hated, he said, it's the most hated by Allah, that you say things that you do not do or you do not apply. So it's very important that we apply the knowledge and we learn for the sake of application and for the sake of transforming what we know to practice. And this is how you really benefit from this program and from any other information. If you want to maximize your benefit of information, here is the advice. Number one, learn it, absorb it. And then, number two, talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more it sticks in your head. The more it becomes part of your life. And the more you talk about it, the more you're going to unleash certain thoughts, certain ideas in your mind, and probably somebody will give you an idea when you talk about such things. So you will learn more and more and more as you go on talking about the concept. And really, the reason why we're talking about this is to achieve success. You have to talk about success. You have to talk about it to yourself. You have to talk about it to your friends, to your family. You have to talk about it in your social gathering. You see, one of the things that we notice in our life, that we talk a lot about things that are not beneficial to us. We talk about situations. We talk about things that happened, incidents. But we never talk about things that are very important to us in terms of success, in terms of achievement, in terms of changing our lives. So this is a very important thing. Try to understand that the more you talk about something, the more you benefit. As a matter of fact, the Prophet said that clearly in his narration. He said, "The best among you is the one who learn Quran and then teach it." Why? Because you will learn more by teaching than just learning. Learning by itself is just not one way, it's two way. And the more you teach, the more you give the knowledge and share it with others, the more you benefit before anybody else. Now here is something important too. There are certain important rules that you need to know so you can become more and more knowledgeable and more practical. First of all, you have to have the patience. Remember, you cannot succeed in life, you cannot acquire knowledge, and you cannot become distinguished if you don't have patience. Patience is the criteria that makes people different from each other. The more patient you are, the more resolved you are, the more you can achieve in life. So you have to think of this all the time. To learn the knowledge, you need to be patient in learning it. And to teach it also, you have to be patient in delivering this knowledge. So you can continue this cycle of knowledge acquisition and sharing, so you become more and more knowledgeable. The other thing is will. Without will, there is nothing that could be done. And if there is a will, there is a way. We all know this. We all know this saying. If there is a will, there is a way. And what it says also is that if there is no will, there is nothing that you could do. As a matter of fact, without will, the person will just moves around and doesn't have anything to do except wishes and wishes and wishes. But the will really is the thing that makes you or breaks you. Now you have to be careful. We've been created by Allah on this earth, and we have an enemy that's plotting against us all the time. That is Satan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated that in Quran. He said, verily and truly, Satan is your true enemy. Is your true enemy. So what does Satan want for us? Do you think that he wants us to be successful? Do you think that he wants us to be good, to go to paradise? No, of course. He doesn't want that. He wants for us the worst. As a matter of fact, he wants us to lose as much as we can. He wants us even to live in this life miserably. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that one of the things that Satan does to us is to make us sad, to fill us with sorrow, to make us anxious, to make us upset all the time. And the more he gets out of us in doing so, the more he becomes happy, the more he achieves. He has a goal. He has a goal. He stated to Allah his goal. He said, my goal is to make sure that I make the maximum amount of people on earth going astray. Astray. That's to go away from the path of Allah. That is objective. What's yours? Do you have an objective that is stronger than this objective? Stronger than this objective of Satan? You have to be thinking of this all of the time. This enemy wants you to lose, wants you to have no chance. And if you let him, well, he will win. He will do things, and he will get it. Now, another important thing that we have to know and we have to learn is to avoid procrastination. You might know something, but you don't work upon it. You don't act upon it. And if you don't act upon it, you lose the momentum. You lose the courage. You lose even the information itself. So it's very important that we do and act upon things that we learn. So here is how can I can wrap up for these concepts for you. Try to learn the maximum that you can to achieve the success and everything related to success. Talk about it. Start working on it immediately. Apply it in your life, and things will happen. Things will change, and you will achieve more and more in your life than you've ever imagined. I leave you with this thought, and I ask Allah to make us all among the successful in this life and the hereafter. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.